As you'll know, Peach software promotes itself mainly as an inventory control software. In Peach you can control up to 1 million parts, and I'm going to show you how we actually do this. Importantly, you can import supplier files, and this means you can import entire supplier files into a background product file so that those supplier files are accessible from any transaction screen when you're looking for part numbers or when you're looking for pricing. And then those supplier files that come in, those suppliers can send you new pricing. You can update those supplier files and then update your main product file from those supplier files. It's very simple, very straightforward. It's a big task for most software companies, but it's actually very simple in Peach software. So let me show you around. As I was saying, Peach has 2 product files. There's the main or primary product file, and there's the reference file. The reference file is where you import all your supplier files into. This particular one has almost 300,000 items in it, and this product file, however, has about 37,000 products in it. So the theory is you actually get the supplier files from your supplier. They can be in Excel or CSV. They can have part, barcode, description, any other details you may want, like cost and recommended sell price, any groupings that you might want, and you import them directly into this file here. That's very simply done. I'm going to show you later. And then in the product file, you've got your active products. These are the products that you buy and sell, and you can filter those and find the ones that you haven't purchased or sold or that are not in stock over the last 24 months, and you can move them from the active file back to the reference file. And the nice thing is, from any transaction screen, you can type in a part number, and if the part number is not in the screen, then it will look automatically in the reference file. It'll show you what's in the reference file under that part number, bearing in mind it might be from several different suppliers. So one part number from one supplier might be a jack, and the part number from another supplier might be a filter. So it'll display both those parts, ask you which one you want, you click the button, and it's in your product file. It's that simple and that quick. Now, whether your products are in the reference file, which is your supplier's file, or whether they're in the primary product file, you can do bulk maintenance. From any of these screens here, you can filter. Same here, same here. Once you've got your filter up, once you've filtered by a certain set of products, which is in other tutorials that you can see, you can do a bulk change. So you can say, I want all the products with Safari Snorkel to go into a particular group or subgroup, or I want to price them accordingly. And you can do that work in the supplier file in case the part's needed in the product file. You can also do that in the product file. So here I can say anything with Bosch starter motor in the words there. You can filter by that, and you can put them into a certain group or a category or a location, or you can switch them between suppliers. So it's very versatile and easy to use, and you can achieve a lot of work in a very small amount of time. Importing products from spreadsheets or CSV files is so simple. You basically just open up the XLS import screen, you choose what you want to import into. So in this case, we may want to import into our reference file, so we choose that. Sorry, wrong one, there we are. And then it tells you what the names of the headings are. So in your spreadsheet, you might have a part, a description, you name them the same as these headings here. You may not have all those columns, you don't need all those columns, you just need to make sure the columns that you have are tagged with the appropriate name or field name. If you go across, you can see there's lots of places there you can import information into. It's so simple. Then you click load the Excel spreadsheet, it'll go to File Explorer, you find the spreadsheet on your desktop or in a folder somewhere, and you can import that spreadsheet straight into the reference file or the supplier's file. Now it's the same with the product file. If you want to import products directly into the product file, you can just go to Product, and it'll change the layout according to the fields that are required for the product file, and you can simply import them. When you load the Excel file into here and display them, it'll show you in colours what's being added to the file, what's being edited to the file, and what doesn't match. So it's very easy, and you can filter by those three, and you can update all or some of the imported data. So that's really easy to use. Now that we've spoken about the relationship between the reference or supplier file and the master product file, let's talk about updating the prices or updating the information from the reference file to the product file. So let's imagine for a moment that your supplier has sent you an update. They've sent you an update which contains new pricing for products you already have, new products that they want you to have in your range, maybe some changes in descriptions or some additional information on those products. So we want to import that information. I've shown you how you can do that through the Import XLS screen, and now we want to update our active product file with the new additions or the updated information in the reference file. So simply all we do is, here's the reference file browse screen, which I showed you before. You select the supplier of the products that you want to update in your master file. You click update products from reference file, and it's going to give you options here of what you want to update. So you can update descriptions, you can update cost, you can update selling prices, you can update group and subgroup codes. Pretty much any information that is editable in your product control screen can be updated from the reference screen. And that way you've kept your product file up to date. Just quickly, before I go, I'll just show you one other thing in product control. A lot of people ask about the costs in Peach software and why we have 3 costs. So I'll just show you that and I'll explain it to you. So let's find a part number with 3 costs. Here we are. It's a Z9, very common product in the automotive field. There's a picture of it there if you're curious about what it looks like. But anyway, here's your 3 costs down here. So the average cost is your weighted average cost. If you've got 5 in stock and you bought them for $1 and now you buy another 5 for $2, then you've got 10 in stock and they owe you $15, or the average cost is the stock divided by 10 is $1.50 each. That's how you get your average cost, and it's always moving according to what you've got when you get your next delivery and how much your next delivery costs you. Your last cost is always going to update every time you purchase a product. So no matter who you purchase it from, the last cost is going to update to the last price you bought it at. The current cost, and this is the one that's pretty clever. Now your current cost is the one you'd use if you use markups to create your selling prices. So you might have a markup on current cost, which creates a selling price of $9.08 for price A. Now, you don't want that changing every time you buy a product, and I'll tell you why. Because you might be buying a product this week from an alternate supplier, and they may be giving you a really good price. So your cost price is going to go down. You don't want your selling prices to go down because of that. So we say in the background, we have options, and you can tick them so you've got control over this. So you can say, if the cost goes down, I don't want my current cost to change. So that's one option you've got. The other option you have is, if I buy a product from my preferred supplier, then I only want the current cost to update. But if I buy it from anyone else, no matter the change, I don't want it to change. And the reason we do that is because you may have to buy a product from an alternate supplier because your regular supplier has run out, you're going to pay more for it. But again, you don't want your selling prices to change and for you to penalise your customers just because your supplier's run out of stock. So again, we have a rule in the background saying, if I buy it from my preferred supplier, update the cost price if it's higher, but if I don't buy it from my preferred supplier, don't touch the current cost. So there's a little bit of information there about the costs in Peach software. If you have more questions, please call Peach Support. We're humans. You can call us. Just ring us on the phone. You don't have to get on a chat. You don't have to send an email. You just call. Around about 80% of incoming calls that we get to our support centre are sorted out on that first phone call. It's so much easier than going back and forth with emails or chats because people just misunderstand each other. That way, if you've got someone on the phone, if you've got a problem and you want us to see the problem, just call us. We'll log onto your computer and we'll watch while you show us the problem. And that way, we all understand what's going on. So there you have it, Peach Support, a great way to find out more about Peach software. Give us a call or email us and we'll get back to you pretty quickly. Thanks for watching.